Yo, what is good, everybody, and welcome to the newest draft analysis to hit the channel. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Q, are you overdoing it with all these draft leagues? No, I am not overdoing it with all these draft leagues. I wanted to get into competitive Pokemon this year, and I'm doing it, or I'm going to die trying. But either way, we are part of a new draft league that will be happening on the Pokemon Showdown Server. Hosted by my man and created by my man. I don't know if that means the same thing, hosted and created by my man Braddah Kahuutz, who's also a coach in this league. We actually drafted, all six of us drafted these teams live on stream on BraddahKahuutz channel. Link to that video will be down in the description below. I'll also probably pop up an iCard right about now and see how it goes. So, either way, look at that logo, the INT, bro, the International Nexus Tournament Draft League. I know it says tournament, trust me, it's a draft league. No need to worry about that. But look at that. Look at that logo. It looks so dope. But either way, a lot of different things happening in this draft league. For one, the tiering system was the drafting process was a lot different in terms of, doing it all live on stream with everybody in the call. It was super fun, man. It was so fun doing it that way. I would love to do it that way all the time, but it's hard to get a lot of people's schedules to line up. But either way, another different thing was, where was I going with this? There's just 6 of us. That's a very small pool of coaches. That's a lot of Pokemon weren't getting picked in this draft. It's just the Galar region Generation 8 Pokemon that were available in this draft. And also, the selection process was crazy. So like, he actually usually randomized the draft order, and then from start to finish, obviously. But my man, after every other round, it was like the first two rounds was one randomization, and then at the beginning of the 3rd round he made another randomization that carried on into the 4th round, and then the 5th, 6th round was a different randomization, then 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th were all different randomizations, which was actually really cool because it gave the chance for other people to pick first in a round rather than pick last. Like it was actually really cool. I liked it. A lot of different things were going on in this draft, and nonetheless, let's get right into it. So we're on stream, right? He's randomizing the selection of the very first round in the draft, and I'm thinking to myself, man, oh man, what is a draft league? What is a draft league without my main man with me? And I didn't know if I was going to be first, and I knew if I wasn't going to be first, my man was going to get taken from me. But lo and behold, we were first. And you know where I'm going with this. You know who we took first overall. We took my boy, Dragapult. Look at him. He's so beautiful. Oh my god, man. What is a draft league with QtheCostaRican without a Dragapult? Literally every single draft league I am a part of since Generation 8 has started, I've drafted Dragapult. I was so lucky to become first overall, because I guarantee if I wasn't, even if I guarantee everyone wanted this Pokemon. Because like I'm pretty sure when I said it, a big bunch of deep sighs came in and like, no, like, bro, you must not know me if you know that I wouldn't be taking Dragapult first overall. I am definitely commissioning some art for a new YouTube logo with me standing next to Dragapult. If you're an artist out there and you're hearing this, by all means, send me a rough draft or something. But I will pay you, trust me. But I'll probably hit somebody up like officially, like sooner rather than later. But either way, Dragapult is amazing, man. What can I say about Dragapult other than he is just so reliable? My man has beautiful stats with base 142 speed, literally the fastest Pokemon in the entire draft. That's actually not true. A Selgor is a little bit faster, but he's not as much of a threat. And no one drafted a Selgor, actually. Spoilers. No one drafted a Selgor. So, Dragapult is literally the fastest Pokemon in this entire league with base 142 speed. Also rocking really good attack with base 120 and even decent special attack with base 100 and 88 HP. My man has great stats. He's a pseudo legendary for a reason. That's not a legendary, that is a pseudo legendary. If you not know what that means he's got the stats that almost put him at legendary status. He's just that good. That's all that means. He's not actually legendary, but he's legendary in my eyes because I love my man Dragapult, aka Ham Sandwich, aka the first shiny I've ever shiny hunted in this game. Oh my god, he was amazing. But nonetheless, let's spent 5 minutes on Dragapult. Let's move on. So now, like I said, I picked first overall in the 1st round. So in the 2nd round, I was picking last, meaning there were what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There were 10. I don't know why I counted like that. There were 10 Pokemon selected in between the Dragapult pick and my next pick, and The next the next Pokemon I chose was actually a very surprising to me. In my opinion, he was the best left available in the tier that we were drafting, because we were drafting by tiers. And never used this Pokemon before, but here he is. It is none other than Conkeldurr. My man, look at those. Look at those. What are those things called? I don't know what those things are called, but he's got them big old things in his hand. He's got a clown nose and on top of his head, bro. This man is a beast. Let's just look at his stats real quick. My man has base 105 HP. Now that is good. That is good for a tank, but he is not a tank. He is a physical threat with base 140 attack and base 95 defense, being able to take a few physical hits and dish out a very couple strong physical hits as well, with beautiful abilities like Guts, making burn damage non-existent. Not burn damage, but the burn effect non-existent, because usually burn would half your attack stat, but when you got Guts, it multiplies it by 1.5 instead, and that's not even that's not exclusive to just being burnt. You can be paralyzed, you can be, I guess technically you could be frozen, but then it goes away once you thaw out, so it's not like, and like you can't attack while you're frozen unless that's somebody's, but yeah, so like if you're poisoned, toxic, burnt, paralyzed, your attack is multiplied by 1.5. It's insane. And that's not even his only ability, bro. He's got Iron Fist available to him, which makes your punching moves like Drain Punch, like Mach Punch, like I don't know if he gets the elemental punches. I would assume he does. Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, gives those a little bit of boost in damage. I believe it's by 15%. Could only be 10. I'm not really sure on that. And then his third ability, which is like, honestly, this man has 3 amazing abilities. Sheer Force, which ups the damage of moves that otherwise would have a secondary effect. Like, let's say Rock Slide. Rock Slide has a, I think, 10% chance of flinching. Instead of having that 10% chance of flinching, Sheer Force ups the damage of that move by, I think, either 10 or 15%. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Rock a Life Orb on that man. He's not taking Life Orb damage, but he's still getting the benefit of Life Orb damage buff. So like it's honestly insane, man. My boy Conkeldurr, never used him before. I've never actually used a Conkeldurr before, unless I was like, you know, I got him in like random battles on Showdown or something. So I'm very eager to see how Con can do in this draft league. Really dope, really dope. So at the time of this, right after this pick, he re-randomized, and I believe I was on the latter end of the 3rd round in terms of who I was going to be able to pick. And also around this time, I saw a lot of teams forming, and I saw a lot of ground and rock types and fire types being taken. I believe that's what was going on. I know one person in particular, I think it was David of Couples Counseling, was like forming a very strong sand core. And I was like, you know what? I have to counter that somehow. And who else to counter a sand team but the only Pokemon with the ability Drizzle, my boy Pelipels, aka Pelipper. Literally the only Pokemon in the Galar region with the Drizzle abilities, my man Pelipper. Super dope Pokemon. Does really well in the Weather Wars, especially against sand teams, as I said. Has base 100 defense, which is really strong for a bird, not gonna lie. I usually run offensive Pelipper when I do use him in battle, but I was very surprised to see that he could actually live quite a few physical hits if you run with max defense, max HP. Has a base 95 special attack, which is also really good. But yeah, the main thing I got him for was I needed a fire type. I needed a water type. I needed a ground immunity, which was a flying type. He covers both those things. A water type and a flying type is really good to have in a draft league format. As well as, like I said before, I'm kind of repeating myself, but winning the weather war, he's really good at that. And yeah, that's basically Pelipper. I love him with Scald, Hurricane. I don't know if he gets Roost in this gen. I actually don't know if he gets Defog either. But yeah, man, he's just a really good weather setter. And later on in the draft, you'll see that he actually helps another team member out as well. And so with my 4th pick in the draft, I had the only weakness that not the 3 of my Pokemon shared, but the majority of my Pokemon that I had right now, Dragapult and Conkeldurr, were both super weak to Fairy, right? Super weak to Fairy. So I thought to myself, do I get a Steel type right now, or do I get my own Fairy type right now? And one of the better Fairy types in the draft was still available, and it's literally the best counter to Dragapult. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna snag up this beautiful woman, aka Sylveon. Look at this beautiful woman. Wanted to snag up Sylveon because, you know, needed a fairy type, really good. Needed a, this was, like, Sylveon is, like, literally one of the best counters to Dragapult. So why not have it on my team so that I never have to face it? You know what I'm saying? And love Sylveon. Like, she's so special defensively bulky with base 130 special defense and base 95 HP, which is really good. Also, like, you don't even have to run any special attack investment because she has base 110 special attack. She's literally a threat without even trying to be. Look at this. Like, look at that threat. Look at those eyes. That's eyes of a killer. With the Pixelate ability, upping her normal type moves, not upping, boosting her normal type moves, changing them into fairy type moves, giving you a stab. What you normally run as Hyper Voice or something like that. You could even, bro. I like don't be surprised and don't tell anybody else. But I might mess around and run Hyper Beam Sylveon. I might do that. But yeah, man, Sylveon is just so dope. I love Sylveon. Like I said, is a hard counter to Dragapult. Why not have that on my team so I never have to face it? And yeah, it's mainly the reason why I snagged Sylveon. I love Sylveon. Up next, you heard me talk about the benefit to Pelipels, aka the Rain Man. So I thought, well, Pelipels is mad weak to electric. Why don't we snag up an electric immunity that benefits from the Drizzle ability? Boom, we took Seismitoad. Now this water ground type is amazing. His stats are balanced all around, with his highest stat being HP at base 105. He's just good. He's really just good. He has 3 really good abilities. I actually never used Poison Touch, but I've used Swift Swim and I've used Water Absorb. Swift Swim actually catches a lot of people off guard because you really don't expect this man to outspeed anything with base 74 speed, which actually isn't that slow, but it is pretty slow. But yeah, with the Swift Swim ability, it multiplies his speed by 2 while in rain. So like he's outspeeding some things when he really shouldn't be. He really shouldn't be. But yeah, just an all-around like well-rounded Pokemon. Like his stats are all like all in like within 10 points of each other. I feel like Water Absorb gives me immunity to water types, which is really good. I'm most likely going to be wanting Swift Swim if I'm bringing him and Pelipper at the same time. That's a nice little like 1-2 punch right there. And they both complement each other very well. Pelipper takes neutral damage from the grass type attacks that are super effective against my man Seismitoad. Seismitoad is immune to the electric type attacks that are coming at my man Pelipper, as well as I think ground resists rock. I could be wrong there. Yep, ground does resist rock. And so yeah, so he's resisting the rock type moves that are going against my man Pelipels as well. He's actually 4 times resisting the wow. No, he's not 4 times. No, he's resisting the rock type moves. That's all you need to know. But yeah, man, love me some Seismitoad. I've also never used him as of yet. Yeah, the only him and Conkeldurr so far are the only Pokemon that I have not yet to use in competitive play. But I'm very eager to see how they perform from me. Alright, so now we're getting into, what is this? The end of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The end of the 6th round. This is where we're at. We're at the end of the 6th round, and I thought to myself, man, I don't have an electric type. I don't have a grass type. I don't have a fire type, and I didn't have any steel types. So I thought to myself, well, I really love this Pokemon. I've drafted this Pokemon and a variant of this Pokemon in every other draft league I've had so far. And he's just really good. It's just really good. Let's just look at it. Let's look at it. Ready? Grassman! Why do we see the level 100 right there? Why did we not see that on anybody else besides Grassman? Either way, we got my man Grassman, the Rotom-Mow. Look at this boy's smile. I love me some Rotom-Mow. If you haven't checked out the Wi-Fi draft league I'm in, the PDL, my man Rotom-Mow puts in work every single time I bring him, and I don't bring him every single time because I have a Rotom Heat on that team as well. But when I do bring Rotom-Mow, he puts in work, bro. Hashtag bars. Love Rotom-Mow. He has really good defenses with base 107 defense and special defense, as well as not too slow with base 86 speed. Rock a Choice Scarf on that man, and he's outspeeding quite a few people. With also base 105 special attack, he is also an offensive threat as well as a defensive pivot. He's really good with Volt Switch, Stab, Grass Move, Leaf Storm. I think that's the only. I honestly think that's the only Grass move he gets. Ironically, he doesn't get Energy Ball for whatever reason, which would be a much more reliable move. But nonetheless, Leaf Storm's still good. You can run choice items on my man, Leftovers, Life Orb. I even tried one time to run not Eject Pack. What was the move? It might be a jetpack, whichever one like boots you out of there after your stats drop. I tried doing it, didn't work, because I never got a chance to hit a Leaf Storm. But either way, like, I love Rotom-Mow. So versatile, can burn things, can trick things, can Volt Switch around and get my threats in. Like, I honestly love Rotom-Mow. I just love him. Can't get enough of my man here. And with that closes out the 6th round. Going into the 7th round. And like I said, I did not have a Steel type as of yet. And I wanted to try out this Pokemon because I've heard great things about this Pokemon. Don't have a Super Fairy weakness, but I needed a Steel type to handle the fairies, and I took another, then KD 35, my man Durant. Look at this beautiful ant, bro. This steel monster with the hustle ability, bro. His attack is so high with the hustle ability. He already has base 109 attack. The hustle ability, I think, multiplies that by 1.5. It does make your moves inaccurate. So like, if you by 20%, I believe. So if you have like a move that always hits, I think like Iron Head always hits, it has 100% accuracy. But with the hustle ability, that lowers it down to 80%. And then even moves like Stone Edge that have already, I think, 75 or 85%, that gets lowered even more. So like he can miss, but when he doesn't miss, my man performs with that base 109 attack. Also having really good defense in base 112, and he's super fast as well. 109 speed honestly surprised me how fast my man is. So he's really good. He's a really good fairy answer, unless that fairy type has mystical fire, which a lot of them actually do. But either way, we're gonna work around that. My man Durant's gonna take lives. Stab, Bug, and Steel type moves are super good, especially because he gets access to First Impression, which is a priority move. I think +2 or 3 priority. Really good. I can't wait to use Durant. Never actually used him. Always play against him, and I never have a good time when I play against him. So we'll see how that works. Up next, as you can see, so far in my draft, I have only one Pokemon that can set any form of hazards, and that is my boy Seismitoad, who can set Stealth Rocks. So I had no other hazards at this point in time. Also didn't have an Ice type. And you know what? We drafted this Pokemon in the PDL, and we're taking him here. She is Fubuki, the Frostlass, bro. This Frostlass has honestly put in so much work in the Wi-Fi draft league that I'm a part of. It's like I took it as like she's gonna be a decent like lead to set spikes and burn things and just die eventually, and that's exactly what she does, and she does it well. Like Frostlass has set me up for success more often than she hasn't, and I honestly love her. Ice Ghost Stab is really good on her. I usually only run ice moves though, so like it's whatever. Well-rounded Pokemon with all of her stats besides speed. With base 110 speed, she's outspeeding a lot of other hazard setters. One of the faster hazard setters in the meta. And yeah, I just love her. You know, run Taunt, Spikes, Ice Beam, and Will-O-Wisp, and Focus Sash, and she's just a dedicated lead, and she's just really good at what she does. She gets the job done almost every single time. So that concludes the end of the, what is this, 8th round? That concludes the end of the 8th round, and we have a pretty solid team here. And the next 2 rounds consist of the Gigantamax pick and a free agent pick, which was very new to me in the drafting process. The free agent pick is literally a Pokemon from any tier besides Gigantamax that hasn't been already taken, and you can take it. So let's start with the G-Max pick. Was very what's the word, confused on what G-Max, not confused, indecisive. I could not decide which G-Max I wanted to take. The only thing that was prevalent in my mind was that I did not have a fire type on my team. So I was like, you know what, let's channel our inner Leon the Champion and take my boy G-Max Charizard. He looks like a regular Charizard that you're looking at right now, but he's G-Max nonetheless. Don't get it twisted. He is Gigantamax. My man Gigantamax Charizard is dope. He's got base 100 speed, pretty fast, especially if you G-Max and set a max airstream at +1 speed. You're outspeeding quite a bit. Not gonna lie. With the abilities Blaze and Solar Power upping your special attack whilst in the sun. Now we do not have a sun setter, but and his G-Max fire move cannot actually set sun himself. It actually puts like a fire spin on the field, so it affects the Pokemon that switch in or stay in by dealing, I think, 15% damage from their max HP at the end of every turn. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But yeah, Charizard's a really cool Pokemon, really cool G-Max, can kind of just change the tide of an entire game if he needs to. That's what Gigantamax Pokemon do. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to using Gigantamax Charizard. Love my boy Charizard and love his Gigantamax. He looks amazing. So now we have the free agent pick. We were actually second to last to pick in the draft. After it was just me, and then couples counseling. David's couple counseling left, and I actually ended up sniping his pick without knowing it. I didn't not much of a snipe as much of it was just like I was taking the better of the two that were left available, and he didn't want me to do that. But here, nonetheless, we took my boy Ferrothorn. Now, I've actually never used Ferrothorn either. I've used him in the random battles, of course, when he's just, you know, blessed with when I'm just blessed with Ferrothorn. But he's very reliable hazard setter, super tanky mon, leech seed stall. I don't think he gets access to toxic in this generation. But yeah, man, spikes, stealth rocks, leech seed, knockoff, body press, thunder wave. These are all great moves that your boy utility Ferrothorn is going to want to have on him. Base 131 defense is really good. Also gave me another steel type as another answer to fairy types. Ironically, he's also weak to fire, so that is what it is. You know, base 116 Spadef, which is also really good. So he's doing really well in the defense departments, and that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna sit there, and you're gonna wish he wasn't there against you, and that's basically what's gonna happen. So with that being said, that is the team. Let's look at Dragapult again one more time. Look at my boy. That is the actual team. That is the whole team. We have Dragapult, Conkeldurr, Pelipels, Sylveon, Seismitoad, Rotom-Mow, Ferrothorn, G-Max Charizard, Frostlass, and Durant. That is a squad if I've ever heard one myself. I can't wait to get into this, get into these battles. I think they start sometime next week. Like I said, there's only 6 of us, so I don't know how long the regular season is going to be, but I'm still looking forward to it nonetheless. I am trying to take lives in this draft league. I will be doing battles of them on this channel, obviously. Like, where else would I be putting them? Like I said, they're not going to be on Wi-Fi, even though I kind of showed you all the Wi-Fi sprites. They will be taking place on Pokemon Showdown. So yeah, look forward to that, and really excited to get this going. Shout out to BraddahKahuutz for asking me to join. Shout out to him for putting all this together. That stream was amazing. Linked in the description down below. As I said before, subscribe to everybody on here. I might put their links in the description down below as well if I can remember. Oh man, I got the hiccups. But yeah, man. Oh man, I'm just so excited to get this going. I know I'm already a part of 2 other draft leagues, but I just cannot get enough of Generation 8 competitive, bro. I love it. I love it, dude. I honestly love it. So I'm gonna get out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think of the team. Who's your favorite Pokemon on the team so far? Who do you think is going to put in the most work? And I will see you all in the battles and the next video. See you later. Peace.